I grew up idolizing where? AC Milan. Like this jersey here, what was that jersey? That jersey meant something. It's like AC Milan, that badge, it was a badge of excellence. It was a badge that spoke fluent UCL. There was reverence towards that badge and towards that team. I'm going to show you an image. And I want you just to give it like 10 seconds just to view this image. I'm going to show you an image. I'll give you time just to take it in. Give you time, just like a few seconds. Take it in. AC Milan were at the crib. You allowed a visiting team to come into your house, sit on your sofa, put their feet on your grandmother's rocking chair, and have 23 shots, 11 on target, while you had 8 shots and on target. I just want just to put that visual out there. Liverpool, great response. Shocking loss to Nottingham Forest. Questions. Is the honeymoon period over? Are we now seeing the real slot? Oh my gosh, are they now going to fall over? Now they're now going to AC Milan. This was a great response by Liverpool, but a great response by Slot. So rather than honeymoon period is over, that was an anomaly. That was not supposed to happen, them losing to Nottingham Forest. And it's back to, oh, this is a really good coach who has had a very good start to the season. We can insult Milan all we want. You can only beat who's in front of you. And to go away from home and play that well and be that dominant is impressive. It's impressive. So what we're not going to do is be like, well, AC Milan are trash. It's still AC Milan. It's still the San Siro. It's still an away game where you had 23 shots and 11 on target. And you should have scored a lot more with the amount of times you actually hit the freaking post. It was a very commanding performance. And it lends me to believe, looking at Liverpool's fixtures, they could do very well. They're coming in the top 8, 100%. When you look at their fixtures, they're coming in the top 8. I believe their hardest game is the Real Madrid game. And looking at how Real Madrid were struggling against Stuttgart, that game can go either way. I understand Real's record and how good they are at Anfield, but that game I feel is going to be a great game that I feel, if Liverpool have everyone fully fit, could go either way. So this was a very, very good response by Liverpool. And I think what is very important is reaction. Going down by an early goal, you can fold, especially away from home, because Milan, they would have had the momentum, the crowd behind them, and you could get very easily completely run over. So the fact that they had the composure, steadied themselves, set piece, executes. Set piece, executes. Control. Know the defense. Third goal, put it to bed. Very professional. Very professional by Liverpool. And if they can continue in this manner, I think they're going to be an outside threat. The only issue I have for Liverpool is that striker. The midfield is fine. Defense is cool. Van Dijk and Konate, beyond just their goals, very good pairing. I've always been a fan of Konate. I think Konate is a really, really good defender. So I've always been a fan of him. So the defense is fine. But the issue I have is a striker. Salah can only do so much. He can only do so much. Jota, can he stay fit? And even if Jota stays fit, I still feel Salah needs more help. And I still feel that because again, there's the whole Darwin Núñez scenario where you knew more times than not what Firmino was going to give you. You knew more times than not what Sadio Mane was going to give you. Do you have faith week to week, game to game, you're going to get a certain productivity from Darwin Núñez? Do you believe that no matter what, very rarely will Darwin Núñez fall below a 7? Firmino and Mane, they rarely fell below a 7. So you knew that productivity, you could always rely upon them. And that's the key thing. There was a reliability factor upon them. So when it comes to those crunch games, and those games are coming thick and fast, do you trust Darwin Núñez to give Salah the help he needs? Because Salah needs help. There's only so much he can do. Salah didn't win that league by himself. He didn't win that UCL by himself. It was the combination of that front three that all did their roles and played their roles very well that said, well, what's up? So for the slots machine, you're going to have to figure out what can be sustainable for the core company. But overall, very disgraceful performance by Milan. Very disgraceful, disappointed. And if I'm Maldini, if I'm George Weah, if I'm Pirlo, if I'm Nesta, I'm like, disgraceful. Kaka was in the stands. Kaka and Dida, they were both in the stands. And Lord only knows what was going through Kaka and Dida's heads watching that garbage. Because it was garbage by Milan. And if you're AC Milan, you've disgraced the badge. Just like Man United, but I think even greater. This is the greatest fall by a club. From where they once were to where they are right now is the greatest fall. Because what AC Milan used to be, the kinds of players that they had, and how tough of an opponent they used to be, there's no chance in hell you could go to the San Siro and dominate Milan the way they got to dominate by Liverpool. Liverpool had them on a leash, like a rabid dog. They had them moving on a freaking leash. So eat. So to get leashed up in your house, and that house being the San Siro, sad, disappointing, and just terrible. I don't even know what else to say. It's just, and my thing though is you've already heard about how Maldini has sort of now been moved out from behind the scenes and is no longer involved. Bro, you have to have these guys involved. These old school guys have to be involved. I think Ibrahimovic is there. I'm sorry, with all due respect, Ibra, how many UCLs do you have? Were you ever in a UCL final? So, Ibra, you should be nowhere around. It should be Maldini who should be there because Maldini understands the standards that are needed for that freaking badge. You don't, Ibra, with all due disrespect. But look, lastly for Liverpool, man, look, let's see how well they do. But what you always want whenever people question you is to respond. People have questions. Oh, Liverpool, they're not so good. Oh, you lost to Nottingham Forest. Boom. So now it's about get back to normal settings in the Premier League. And I believe we've now seen the first of Chiesa. And there are Liverpool players who have said that, oh, Chiesa is looking good in training. So the key thing is if Chiesa can stay fit, that's yet another important asset. Because what you need is, can Salah get help? Can he defer? If he knows that, oh, I can trust Chiesa, I can trust Jota, I can trust Gakpo, there's so many of those other guys that I can trust and it's not all on me. Midfield, just do your job. Defense, keep it firm. That is how Liverpool can now be an outside hit in this freaking UCL, bro.